not Mackey and Judd with Rami. This is the big leagues where we own our terrible predictions.
Write this down.
And keep track of each other's batting averages.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
It's Write That Down with Mackey, Judd, and Rami.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
That's right. Welcome into the most exciting 30 minutes in sports talk. Or something like that.
Wow, that's quite the tagline for us.
I'm not sure.
I like it.
Not sure if that's what it is, but we are the
only
most
incorrect.
Show.
How about that?
It's definitely the most incorrect. Yeah.
Sports talk.
Yeah, speak for yourself, yeah.
The most accountable sports talk you're going to find in the country, because we are the only show that actually keeps track of our predictions in the form of batting averages and home runs. And we welcome in guest listener predictors every single week as well. So we're going to get to our guys, Jeff in Texas, and hope that he doesn't swear like he does on Ventline sometimes. We love Jeff in Texas, and Jeremy as well. But before we get to our guest listener predictors, we have to go through the carnage.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
Declan was off last week, so Declan, you had a Byron Buxton rest week.
That's right.
How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel well rested. My liver hurts still a little bit, but I'm in good shape here. I'm ready. I'm ready for the stretch run.
Because one of the predictions from your brother Liam a few weeks ago was about your trip to North Carolina.
I saw the answer on Twitter about this one already.
So we'll get to that one.
Write this down.
If you'd like to know how Write That Down works, you can obviously listen every Wednesday here on Mackey and Judd, the podcast. You can also find it on youtube.com/SKORNorthMN. 3 predictions every week from everybody. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And then listeners, if you want to participate here, you can just send me a DM on Twitter @PhilMackey, and we'll get you scheduled here for some time in the next 2 or 3 months.
Write this down.
All right, let's see if I can work this computer here. Accountability session time. Judd Zulgad, you said the Colorado Avalanche will win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I did say that. And they didn't come close.
No, they did not. They got beat by the Stars in I was going to say the second round. Is it the third round?
No, it was the second.
No,
it was the second round. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. You got it right. Game 7 overtime.
Yeah, that's tough. It's always tough when that happens. Jonathan Harrison, last year's defending batting average champion, had nothing come off the board. Tough week for Manny Hill. Manny Hill said Andrew Wiggins will be the most improved player in the NBA and will finish with a scoring average of 23 points per game or more. It was Brandon Ingram was the most improved player in the NBA, and he was already pretty good. So he said the Bears would sign Mitch Trubisky to a contract extension this offseason, not the 5th-year option, but an actual contract extension. Unless that happens in the next 2 days, I don't think so. Rami Makloff. He said the Bucks are going to win the NBA Finals. Oof. That's one of the more aggressive failed seasons in NBA history, right? I mean, they were like, by every measure, the best regular season team.
They ran away with with that portion of the schedule, right? Yeah. The regular season, they were incredible.
Oof.
Giannis.
But Rami redeemed himself. He said over a year ago that his friend would not join a boating club by the end of 2020 summer. He had a friend that visited him that is not an old man, has some money, and said he's going to join a boating club.
I remember I filled in for Jonathan when I did this, and he told me to put this exact words, his friends that visited, and that's not an old man.
And I texted Rami this morning now that, I mean, summer officially has a couple more weeks left, but basically Labor Day is the end of summer. I said, did your friend ever join that boating club? He goes, nope. Yes! So Rami gets a point. Rami back on the board. All right, I said, let's see here. Did we miss Judd? No, we got Judd.
Yep.
I said Kirk Cousins will walk back his comment in some form, the mask take with Kyle Brandt from last week. And this is where I need your guys. I said I'll leave it up for you guys to rule here, Judd and Declan, and potentially even our guest listener predictors. All right. So Kirk Cousins said, quote, to the media, what I was trying to say back then, admittedly, I probably wasn't as clear as I would have liked to have been. And then he went on to clarify.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's walking it back.
Yeah.
But then he doubled down. It's very murky, dude. It's very, very murky because he basically said, you didn't get what I said, and I still believe what I said. Because he also has part of the quote is, I still believe what I said.
I mean, let's do this. Can you punch up the bottom one there?
Sure.
Can you punch up? Let's see here.
Yep, he's punched up.
All right, there we go. Just want to make sure we got our guys here. We got Jeff in Texas. Can you hear us?
Yep.
And Jeremy, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Let's just get the whole. We got 4 jury members here. Judd, continue your case. So you're saying that he's not walking it back.
I'm saying he tried to clarify what he said without walking it back. It's very murky. This is a tough one, man.
Okay. The rest of the quote is. So I'll read you the full quote. Kirk said, "What I was trying to say. What I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I probably wasn't as clear as I would have liked to have been. But what I wanted to say then, and what I would echo now, is that while the virus does not give me a great amount of personal fear, there's still great reason for me to engage in wearing a mask and social distancing and washing my hands as frequently as I can, following the protocols that have been set in place. Obviously, to be respectful and considerate to other people, which is very important, but then to also be available for all 16 games this season." So the hubbub was about, if I die, I die. I don't care about COVID.
Yes.
And he's saying, well, I mean.
Well, I don't care personally about it, but I'm trying to stay healthy for football. I'd say it's fine to take the point.
Well, we'll go around the room here just for fun. So my contention and my prediction was that he would walk back his comments in some form. So Jeff in Texas, do you think he was walking his comments back or no?
Yeah, you got to have a definition. Kind of, I think of walking back as Drew Brees, but I mean, he did clarify. I'm okay with you getting the point.
Okay.
He did address it again, so I'm okay with you getting it.
All right, Jeremy, what's your vote?
I'd say he walked it back as well. I mean, he tried to clarify in typical Kirk fashion.
Although you should have said clarify.
I probably should have said
the
clarify.
wording should have been he'll clarify.
I think
definitely clarified.
I think if you said clarify, I think that would have been a home run because you would have literally
that day
you called it precisely. I think this is definitely a hit. He definitely walked it back, but it's most certainly not a home run.
Yeah. So take the hit. Yeah.
All right, we'll take the hit. We'll take the hit. Okay. However, I said Tyler Duffy. Man, I love me some Tyler Duffy, but I said he would allow 3 earned runs or fewer this regular season. He's only allowed like 5, but and then I had a parlay. I said the Lakers would beat the Bucks in whatever version of the NBA championship is played if the season resumes. And well, the Bucks are making that difficult because they just got beat. The listeners, woof, bloodbath for the listeners here today. Let's see. Simon T said Wiggins will win NBA Most Improved Player. You Vike that said Kirk Cousins Pizza Ranch commercials will continue next season, but his buddy Kevin will no longer be part of them and replaced by another buddy. Here's the amazing thing about this. We got a great email from a listener, Micah.
It was a book.
All right, Micah sent an email. So Micah's family are franchisees of Pizza Ranch locations. And by the way, Micah, if you're listening, I'll respond to your email, but you offered up some Pizza Ranch lunch, and listen, we would never turn that down. So Micah said, indeed, budget cuts and a 1-year contract for Kirk Cousins at Pizza Ranch are the reasons why. No, it's an amicable parting of ways between Pizza Ranch and Kirk Cousins.
Right.
They can rekindle things at any time. Kirk was great for Pizza Ranch.
It's a
Pizza
budget.
Ranch great for Kirk.
A budgetary decision in a tough time.
Times are tough right now.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
And so Kirk is no longer with Pizza Ranch. Alex predicted at AEW All Out pay-per-view, MJF will lose to Jon Moxley, which did happen, but he said it would be because of Wardlow.
You might as well have read that in French to me.
In fact, Wardlow, I believe, tried to toss like the brass knuckles or something to MJF. He tried to help MJF.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, Brother Liam said Declan will spill liquid on Brother Liam's area rug during his trip to North Carolina.
The closest it came was night number 1, and it was a cup of water, not even an adult beverage. I was very close, but no spilling on the rugs this year. I was shocked.
Congratulations.
Wow. Amazing run by you to not spill something on that carpet.
Thank you.
Brian predicted that Nathan McKinnon will complete the comeback for the Avalanche against the Stars in the playoffs. And Megan salvaged the week. She salvaged the week by saying the Twins will sweep the Tigers in Friday's doubleheader, which is probably close to a home run, but I mean, she predicted the Twins will win 2 games in a row, which is we'll give her the hit for that one for sure. Declan, you said between now, which was May 13th, and week 1, the Vikings will sign a cornerback with at least 4 years of experience. Okay. Signed a defensive end with 4 years of experience, but traded for one. But you did redeem yourself by saying that the NFL's kickoff game between the Chiefs and Texans on September 10th will go on as scheduled unless something happened in the next 24 hours.
Yes!
You get a hit for that. And the new batting averages are.
Oh, God.
Judd Zulgad still clinging to the lead, 436 with 3 home runs. Declan Goff, 426 with a home run. Rami Makloff up to 396 with a home run. Phil Mackey, myself, 319 with 2 home runs. Listeners, 254.
Wow, they kept
with
it
a home
at
run.
254.
Yeah, it's that time of year where you just have a lot of at-bats racked up.
Yeah,
so.
that's impressive to keep it at 254. Okay.
John Harrison, 209 with 2 home runs, and Manny Hill, 147 with 1 home run.
Poor man.
On the season. Woo-wee. All right, so here's the order. We're going to go Jeff in Texas, and then we're going to go over to Jeremy, and then we're going to go to Judd, Phil, and back to Declan. Let's do it, guys. Jeff in Texas, are you here to hit bombs or what?
Write this down.
Nope, not a launch ankle guy. 2 for 4, couple ribbies.
Go ahead, Rod Crew.
All right. Yep. So the first one is completely within your guys' hand, but by next season, I'll write that down. You will have a new rule in place that at least one prediction must come off the board the following week.
I like that. I think we might have to just institute that for the stretch run of 2020. Just so we can't push predictions.
Jeff comes into our house and just causes a lot of a haymaker.
Because I think what you're getting at here, Jeff, is that oftentimes to preserve statistics in the current season, or even to just like
we sit out,
not have to have your comeuppance for 5 more years.
We sit out.
Yeah, I like where he's going.
We
Write this
preserve
down.
our averages.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, over to Jeremy.
Yep.
Jeremy, you ready to rock?
I am ready.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, write this down. The Sunday, Vikings will beat the Packers, and Kirk will throw for at least 300 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Ooh. 303 and a win over the Packers. That'd be pretty.
Write it down. You like writing things down. Write this down.
Judd Zulgad.
The Vikings will open the season by not only beating the Packers, but then they will win at Indianapolis in week 2 as well.
Wow,
So
look at you homers.
They will open. Yes, I am a purple, faithful, hopeless homer.
Hashtag
They will beat the Packers. They will beat the Colts. I am going to stop there. I was thinking about going for 3, but I'm not doing that.
Yeah, easy
The
Rosario.
Titans,
Easy Rosario.
Yeah, I'm rounding second. I'm going to. Oh my God, where'd the ball come from? Why am I out? Hey, Byron,
just
take
like
second.
Stop.
Byron, take second.
Write this down.
Declan.
All right, all 3 of my predictions have to do with Vikings and Packers this week. We'll start with this one. The Vikings will beat the Packers, and Minnesota will score at least 20 points. So they'll beat the Packers, and they will score at least 20 points.
Okay.
Write this down.
Parlay action.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, I'm going Vikings heavy too, and this one's kind of a Vikings prediction. It's more of a former Viking prediction. Write this down. Adrian Peterson will run for at least 700 yards with the Detroit Lions this season. They're going to give Adrian Peterson the rock. They've got some banged up running backs, and Adrian is going to force his way. Also, if you look at the history of like the Bill Belichick strategy, and Matt Patricia comes from this, of grabbing old hammer and nail running backs, and or guy like LeGarrette Blount was not old, but like let's just put a guy in there that can rack up yards on the other side of the 50. Like I think they're going to use him when they're leading for sure, and for sure when they're like inside field goal range.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Jeff in Texas.
Okay, I got a parlay here. So I want to say Twins will have a share of first place by the time you record. Write that down next week. But I'm going to say Twins will be in solo first place when you record. Write that down next week.
Okay.
All right. So they got 3 at Cleveland and 2 with the Sox before. Write that down so they can easily get that spot solo by taking care of those teams. And then to parlay with that, the Vikings will win Sunday by 10 or more points.
Ooh.
Well, you're parlaying that puppy,
It's a
huh?
home run.
Yeah.
Listeners only have 1 home run in the season, so if that happens, then
I like it.
it's a second home run.
Yep.
Write it down. You like writing things down. Write this down.
All right, back to Jeremy.
Daniil Hunter and Yannick Ngakoue will combine for at least 26 sacks this season.
Ooh. I could actually see Daniil Hunter, if he's healthy, just having 26 by himself, but
I'd be good with that.
14 from the left side, 12 from the right side, something like that.
Something like that. Maybe 15.
That's not too
maybe
bad.
15 and 11.
That's not too bad. Not too bad this season.
Write this down.
Write that down. I don't have a pencil. Well, remember that, Dan.
Judd's will get.
I'm going to make it official. Kenta Maeda will start game 1 of the playoffs for the Twins. I don't believe that I have, as much as we've talked about this topic, I don't know that I have that one. So he will start game 1 of the playoffs for the Twins.
You have some sort of a Kenta Maeda. I don't think it's that, though. Let's see here. Kenta Maeda. So to make sure that you're not cheating the system
If
here.
I could get my computer back, it would help because I've got all my old predictions.
Yeah, what? So
you
brought your computer to the shop
a month ago. Thank God the Dex loaned me this one because
what happened?
The guy that processed it through and was supposed to work on it, I was told when I went back last week, went back to college, and so it went to somebody else to work on, and it's just unbelievable.
Declan, how far
into terrible experience.
How far into Cobra Kai are you, Declan?
I am 4 episodes into season 2, so I'm through all of season 1.
Do you remember the scene, spoiler alert here, where the kid is working, he pretends to work at the electronics store.
That's
and
my guy.
A guy drops off the computer, and so he puts the shirt on, pretends to work. Oh, we'll get this fixed right up for you, sir. And then he just steals the computer.
Okay, that's my computer right now.
Exactly.
It's probably on some campus, probably at St. Thomas or the U of M or something.
It's hilarious.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things
fair
down.
enough, Phil?
Yep, that's good. Your other Maeda prediction is that Maeda will win at least 1 game in the playoffs out of the bullpen. So you're.
Oh, that's probably going to be wrong, but that's okay.
Yeah, because he's
not coming out of the bullpen.
No, he's not. All right, Declan.
All right, Aaron Rodgers will throw only 1 touchdown pass against the Vikings this Sunday. Only 1 touchdown pass against the Vikings.
So exactly 1 touchdown pass.
Exactly 1 touchdown pass against the Vikings.
Okay.
Write that down.
Write this down.
All right. Write this down. Yannick Ngakoue will set a career high in sacks this season. New career high in sacks for Yannick Ngakoue in a Vikings uniform.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
We go back to Jeff in Texas. Your final prediction.
Okay. I got a 3 parlay here.
Whoa, Jeff, dude. I love Jeff.
Oh, he's swinging for the heels, baby.
Yeah.
So the first pick taken in this year's NBA draft will not be on the Timberwolves at the start of the season.
Okay. So whoever's drafted first will. Okay. All right.
Will not be on the Timberwolves. Dalvin Cook will get an extension before the end of the year.
Okay.
And your Dallas Stars will be in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
In the Stanley Cup finals?
Yeah, in the finals.
Yes. Got it. Okay.
Gotcha.
For this year. Okay.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
I like Jeff has come out.
That
swinging.
takes a lot of guts right
it.
there. Jeff just gave us 3 separate on their own standalone. Write that down
as one parlay. It's great.
Yeah, that is some good guessing.
You got to have grapefruits the size of Texas in this game sometimes. Jeff, since you have this platform here, would you like to thank anyone in your life that got you to this point?
Oh, you guys, I miss you guys so much on the radio. I mean, every morning I had you guys on, getting me through the day, streaming on my phone, and I got like so much questions. I know you have a busy man. If you ever had 15 minutes to chat, I'd like to just pick your brain on the whole industry and stuff. Some stuff just doesn't make sense why Minnesota has one sports station.
Hey, shoot me an email. Actually, do this. Okay. Shoot me an email, pmackey@skornorth.com. And since you're on the line, why don't you ask one question? We'll answer whatever your industry question is. We'll answer it to the best of our abilities, and then you can email me offline, and I'll answer all the other stuff.
Okay. So, yeah, I don't understand. Here in Dallas, we have 2.5 decent sports talk radio shows that go dusk till 9, 10 o'clock at night. Great. They both get enough ratings and all that. I don't understand how really one bad morning show up there can hold the market. I mean, I'm not 16. I'm 56. I don't want to listen to,
sure,
middle school stuff. I just didn't get it. I didn't know, what the hell happened there that the whole format got changed and everything, because it was all good programming all day.
So so 2 things on the Power Trip front. I give those guys credit, and that they have, whether you like the show or not, they have done an unbelievable job building an audience. And by the way, they've been building an audience for like 20 years. And superstar Mike Morris was a huge part of that for the first 10 or 12 years. And I think they deserve a ton of credit for just cultivating and building this huge audience. And so whether it's your cup of tea or not, I mean, it certainly resonates with a lot of people on the Texas front in terms of, because I know you guys, it's the ticket, it's the fan, and then there's like an ESPN radio, right? So the problem in the Twin Cities compared to other markets, when you get into like the top 5 markets, and Chicago is one of these, they have 2 AM sports talkers. AM radio has bigger audiences and oftentimes has professional sports partnerships to boost their audiences. And, you know, part of the issue with 1500 ESPN and then with SKOR North was it's on AM radio, and AM radio is not, outside of like WCCO, it's not the healthiest in the Twin Cities from an audience standpoint. And, you know, we don't have a Vikings partnership. We don't have a Twins partnership to help boost audience. And so we took the digital play, and we were building something awesome and continue to build something, I think, great when it comes to Mackey and Judd and Purple Daily. And hopefully we can keep pushing forward once COVID officially subsides. But we had an uphill climb in that we didn't have a lot of the built-in advantages as other FM sports stations here and around the country. But we said, let's push the rock up the hill anyways. And we were gaining some traction, then COVID hit. And so that's why you saw all the changes that were made on May 1st. So.
Okay, that makes sense.
But shoot me an email. I'll answer questions. pmackey@skornorth.com. And nice predictions, Jeff.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Cool, man.
See you, Jeff.
All right, let's go, Jeremy.
Write it down. You like writing things down. Write this down.
Jeremy, fire away.
All right, my last one. I am Detroit prediction. I'm going full Mickey Tettleton on you, either strikeout or third deck.
Nice.
The Detroit Lions will make the playoffs, and Judd's guy, Matt Patricia, will be coach of the year.
Woo!
Wow.
Those are
Judd's head would explode.
Just bold predictions.
Mickey Tettleton, just the bat dangling by his side, ready to hit
one of the
bomb.
great stances, man. Mickey Tettleton, great stance.
Tettleton and Cecil Fielder just
Write this
back
down.
to back. So, Jeremy, you've done an awesome job today. Since you have this platform, is there anyone that you would like to thank in your life that got you to this point?
Well, I got to thank my wife and my 2 boys, my parents, and I just appreciate the job you guys have been doing. I enjoy listening to you every day as much as I can, and I miss Rami. I enjoyed Rami on the show, but you guys are doing a fantastic job. Just keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir. And Rami is now a regular fill-in on his old station, The Fan in Milwaukee. So feel free to call in and hijack any segment that you want. I'm sure he'd be happy to.
I might have to do that. I was skeptical of him when he was hired on at SKOR North, and he turned me around pretty quick. He was a good listen.
He's a good dude, man.
You guys are.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Yep.
Appreciate you coming on.
Hey, thank you. Have a good one.
All right. Back to
Write it down. You like writing things down.
back to Judd Zolgan.
Dalvin Cook will rush for more than 100 yards in at least 2 of the first 3 games this season.
So you've got Vikings off to a nice little start here.
Dalvin Cook.
Did you say more than or at least?
Dalvin Cook will rush for more than 100 yards in at least 2 of the first 3 games this season. So in at least 2 of the first 3 games.
I love the sharpening of the pencil here. Everyone's trying to all right, so no one wants to make the mistake that.
Yeah.
But yes,
Declan
yes, 100 yards is the mark.
Okay.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Declan Goff.
All right, so this is a little complicated, so I'm going to give some parameters, but here it is. And I think this is a home run. Yannick Ngakoue will play a factor in a forced fumble against the Packers. So that means either a sack, a tackle, a forced fumble, or a fumble recovery. He has to have one of those 4 credited for against the Packers.
Or can it just be a forced fumble or a fumble recovery?
Yeah, because he would force the fumble and
so you're saying what you're trying to get credit for here is let's say Ngakoue wraps up Rodgers and then Danielle Hunter pokes the ball out, that you want Ngakoue to be associated with that fumble, even if he doesn't get the forced fumble.
But I have a forced fumble, and because it could, what if Aaron Jones comes past the line of scrimmage and he forces a fumble? I have it in that way.
I think to be a home run, it needs to be sharpened to he forces the fumble. But yours is fine, but it's not a home run to me.
I think Judd and I would prefer that we just lean on the official scorekeeper here, that it's either if it's a forced fumble or a fumble recovery, or a strip sack of some kind, which would also be a forced fumble? Or is there another category here that I'm not thinking of that you're trying to get credit for?
I'm just thinking of if it's not a sack and he gets a tackle past the line of scrimmage, but it leads to a fumble, then I want credit for that.
Isn't that a forced fumble?
Well, if somebody else strips him of the ball, though, he could get credit for half a sack, but the forced fumble would go to Hunter if he forced the fumble. But I don't think that's a home run then.
Okay.
If you make it, he's going to force a fumble.
That's a home run. That would be a home run.
That's a home run.
But so just real quick here. So you're saying Aaron Jones gets a handoff. He runs 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, and Ngakoue leans over, wraps his legs, and on the way down, Eric Kendricks punches the ball out,
right, and
gets the forced fumble,
right.
That you want that included because technically Ngakoue was part of the process of the fumble,
right?
Correct.
Okay, I'm okay with that. Okay. I think it lessens, and we'll deal with it when the accountability session happens next week. All right. Okay. Final prediction here.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
So, Judd, you have the Vikings starting 2-0.
Yes, sir.
I've got the Vikings starting 3-0.
Okay.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
I couldn't pull the trigger on the Titans game yet.
2 home wins against Green Bay and Tennessee, and then a road win against my guy Phillip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts.
With fans in the stands.
And then the schedule gets aggressive. Then you got to go at Houston and that new contract with Deshaun Watson, at Seattle, which the Vikings seemingly never win at. Home against Atlanta looks like it should be a win, but Matt Ryan is still really good. And then a bye week. So there it is. Write that down. Predictions for the week, boys.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things
predictions
down.
Were really solid today.
Yeah, that's one of the best weeks of listener predictions we've ever had.
They came with a lot of. I love the fact that the first guy, that Jeff, his last prediction was essentially 3 separate predictions themselves.
Yeah, he wasn't here to screw around.
No.
It's good stuff.
No, I took some. That was very, to quote the old 1500 ESPN, that was very ballsy.
It was very ballsy.